face conflict involved. Hi everyone, my name is FARHAN and I'm from class BA 2735D, and today I will be presenting for Miss Rosanna. I will present an article titled A Systematic Literature Review of Conflict Management in Hospitality. This article explains how conflict happen in the hospitality industry and what strategy can help manage those conflicts. What interesting is that in the article use two main theory, stakeholder theory and the conservation of resources or COR theory. These two theories help explain why conflict happen, who is involved, and what caused the pressure inside the hospitality organization. Let's move to summary of the article. The author argued that the past research focused too much on work-family conflict, especially among the frontline staff. But in the reality, conflict in hospitality are much more complex. They involve many groups, not only employees but also customer, supplier, community, and even government agency. Because of this, the author suggests using a multi-stakeholder and resources-based conflict management framework. This means conflict should be managed by considering all people involved and looking what resources they need or losing. So now I will explain two main theories in this article. So number first is core theory. Core theory explains that stress and conflict happen when people lost their important resources. These resources can be time, energy, emotional support, money, staff, or anything necessary to do their job. In hospitality, this is very common. Burnout, exhaustion, and staff shortage all cause conflict. Number two is stakeholder theory. Stakeholder theory say that organization depends on many groups such as employee, customer, supplier, community, and the government. When their expectations clash or when their resources are not enough to support everyone, conflict begins to appear. When both theories are combined, we get a clear picture. Conflict happens when a stakeholder compete for limited resources. I agree with the author because the hospitality industry really faces conflict involving many people, not just employees. Past research was too narrow, focusing on mainly work-family conflict. But today, the industry deals with labor shortage, high customer expectation, supplier pressure, and changing government rules. This creates conflict that happen at many levels. The author also highlights that resources loss is the main root cause because the employee lack of time, energy, support, their experience burnout, frustration. This lowers service quality and increase conflict with the customer or team members. Here is my justification for why I agree with the author. First, the article clearly shows that the most past research only looked at employee work-family conflict, but hospitality today involves many other groups such as customer, supplier, community, and government agency. So a multi-stakeholder approach makes more sense because conflict spread across this group. Second, the COR theory strongly supports the idea that resources loss is the main trigger conflict. When the workers lost important resources like time, energy, support, conflict naturally increase. The article provides solid evidence that resources pressure affect not just employee but whole organization. And finally, the author framework is justified because it connects both theory, COR and stakeholder theory, showing that conflict is not an isolated event. It's a chain reaction involving many people and limited resources. That is why I believe the author argument is valid and realistic. Okay, now we move to global context. The infographic also showed that global evidence that support the author argument. For example, Spain, conflict between hotel staff reduced service quality and customer rating. China, conflict increased between manager and supplier due to resources pressure. UK and Canada, labor shortage because of conflict between employee and employer. All these examples show that hospitality conflict do not happen in isolation. They spread from one stakeholder to another. This is called the crossover effect. This global case proves that multi-stakeholder framework is necessary. Next, supporting argument. I support the author because the global studies show that the same pattern when resources are low, when the pressure are increased, or when the expectations are clash, conflict will occur. A multi-stakeholder approach is important because if we use one-sided solution, the conflict will return. We must consider every group involved, not only employees. My infographic also includes several practical suggestions for hospitality organization. Number 1, mental health micro support program, counseling hotline, monthly check insurance, and mental health tips. It helps reduce emotional strain and prevent burnout. Manager roles, empathic leader, support provider, and psychological safety builder. Number 2, external stakeholder collaboration. Hotel works together with tourism board, local council, and government. Sign like rules by government, not staff. Help reduce customer staff conflict. And the manager roles is stakeholder manager, policy communicator, and staff advocate. And number 3, early warning conflict detection system. Weekly digital survey to detect a stress early conflict signal. So manager roles, conflict monitor, data interpret, and decision maker. Number 4, service de-escalation training. Role play, calm communication, and problem solving. Train for staff and manager roles, trainer, role model, and skill developer. All of these suggestions are based on the idea of protect resources and considering all stakeholders. In conclusion, the article global findings showed that conflict in hospitality is not simple. It happened because of resources loss, emotional pressure, and interconnected role of many stakeholders. The framework by Wang is a very relevant because it combines COR theory and stakeholder theory to create a complete and realistic way to understand conflict. If the organization focused on resources support, strong communication between stakeholder, and protective conflict management, the hospitality industry can reduce tension and maintain high quality service even during global challenges. That's all from me. Thank you.